For those of you who don't know, my name is Randy, and this is my Brunchette show. Today I have two of my cousins on here. I'm going to be doing some segments that are, purpose, passion, and position. And so I'm going to let them introduce themselves, their names, and what they do. Go ahead.
I'm Todd. I am a musician, artist, producer, engineer, I guess. Yeah, I have a little.
Cameron.
And my name is Cameron, and I'm a photographer and videographer.
Okay, awesome. Let's see. So thank you guys for joining me and taking time out of your busy schedules and your work to come on my show. Originally, I had wanted to do just a segment on just, their passion within their career and just all that they do, what it's like trying to get into the industry. But as we know, there's a lot going on in the world right now, especially when it comes to Black men. And so the most important Black men in my life would be the men that are in my family first and foremost. And so I wanted to have them on here just to kind of really see how they're doing and their thoughts on all that's kind of going on, especially as they continue to put themselves out there more and more in the world. Obviously, we know the bigger that you are and the more of a voice that you have in this world, it does kind of put even more of a target on your back. My first question, well, actually, we're going to start off with our icebreaker. I always do an icebreaker. So, if you had to pick 3 people to be a part of your entourage, who would you pick?
I would choose Kenny Beats, Denzel Curry, and Rico Nasty.
I would choose Jay-Z, Pharrell, and Dave Chappelle.
Nice. Okay. Let me see. I actually didn't pick my entourage. I knew that would be like a good question for you guys.
Oh, so who's your entourage?
My entourage, Beyonce for sure.
Queen.
Let's see, Keke Palmer. I really like Keke Palmer, and Sanaa Lathan. I love her too.
I should have went with that. What was I thinking?
Yes, that would for sure be my entourage. Yes, just some beautiful Black women. Okay, as you work your way into the industry, do you feel like it's a little bit harder for you to make your way into the industry because you are a Black man?
I would say it depends on, I guess, the genre you're going for, because some genres are, predominantly Black or, more Caucasian. It depends because, what you're trying to go into. But I say as the field that, the genre that I'm aiming towards mainly would be rap and hip hop. So I think it's not as difficult as it would be if I were to shoot for like pop and stuff like that, dance hall, whatever. And hip hop and rap, I think, it's mainly, African American artists in that genre, which can make it harder to stand out. Everybody wants to be a musician nowadays.
So. But you gotta bring a little bit something extra to the table.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that in every industry. I definitely feel like it's harder for Black people to fit in anywhere. Even if a Caucasian person isn't necessarily qualified, they know the right people. They just don't have to go through as much as we would have to go through. We're gonna have to jump through more hoops than they will. Have to prove ourselves more than they will. So it's definitely harder. Definitely difficult.
Definitely difficult. Yeah. Same for me. I mean, I've been like modeling, I would say for the last, 5 years, but really taking it serious the last year and a half or so. And even as I've like, gone to certain agencies and things like that, I mean, it's a hard industry to break in no matter what, but on top of that, if I am in a predominantly, white area and that's pretty much who they're signing or, who they're photographing or giving the jobs to, it's going to be a little bit harder for me. You really do have to stand out or be able to bring something, just something else to the table. So, I mean, I've definitely, even for me, just as a Black woman, you know what I mean, trying to come up in my own industry, I definitely am finding that I really have to make my own way. We kind of have to make our own way in everything we do, especially right now. As I am building myself up, like I do want to support Black business. I think that was something that has kind of been on my mind too, is, we have to it starts with us. Things happen and we know that we are getting killed every day, and it's hard to see and to just, that's all we see on the media, and you're just scrolling and like that's it, and it's like people are like, stand up and fight, and it's like it has to start with us. We have to support each other first and build us up so that we can, come together as a whole. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Really.
I think that's the major thing, literally buying from Black owned businesses, and you know what I mean? We just have to support each other, and I feel like that's where it starts,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Have you guys ever experienced like I mean, we've all experienced, racism or discrimination, but as you guys have, tried working with people or, doing what you do, going for your passion, have either of you guys ever experienced anything or ever been in like a situation?
Not yet, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean,
I could definitely see it getting more difficult down the road.
Yeah, as you like build up.
Yeah, as I get.
ever try to get onto like bills or like try to do shows with like certain people, or I guess like with white people, and like they're kind of like making it harder for you. You try to work with like a white artist and they kind of were making it hard. Never ran into that situation.
Not yet. Reaching out, trying to get on certain bills or with certain venues. Only problem I really had is that I guess I wasn't known enough or around the area. Like say, for instance, since I'm local in Omaha and I want to do a show in Lincoln, since I'm not known as much there, it's more difficult to get a response or anything like that. So I got to figure out how to find my way to get into the right contact with the right people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Cameron, you.
I don't think I've experienced like racism. No, I don't believe so. I don't think so. Definitely been like into in an environment with like I've been a minority in like set before, and that was kind of like awkward, but I don't think it was racist though.
Yeah. Just when like you're the odd man out type of thing, but not just something like directly.
Yeah, it wasn't like they did or said anything particularly, and they're speaking Spanish, so it was like a bunch of Spanish speaking people. So it's like, they kind of like choosing when they want to speak English and when they want to speak Spanish. So I'm like,
something is going
on here?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all playing sides.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a little awkward, but
yeah,
I can't say that for sure it was like racist though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, like I said, my family, I mean, I care about everyone, you know what I mean? But first and foremost, my family, and especially the Black men in my family. And there's just so much going on right now on top of just Corona, like things that we're dealing with. And I mean, we've been dealing with this kind of stuff for a very long time. And as I keep going towards, my goals and things, you know, like I've been very blessed and I want to be able to give back, and I want to be able to not just use my face, but I want to use my voice. I don't believe that I've been giving the voice, literally like the voice you hear, you know what I mean, for no reason. And so I also don't want to just begin to use my voice after something happens to somebody that I know personally, you know, or that I love. You know, some people tend to stand up only after the fact instead of before, and what it is that you can do. And even if you're not directly like the problem, or, you know, the source of the problem, like if you're not doing anything about it or to help it, technically you are a part of the problem, you know. And not that we all, you know, we have to go to like the forefront in fighting and everything, but we have been oppressed for so long, and it is our time to rise up, you know. And we know all the things that we're working on and where we're trying to go, like we are trying to be a voice, you know. And so it is important for us to stand up for not only ourselves and our loved ones, just, but, you know, for everyone who we know are like working towards the same thing and like the greater good. You know? So I'm really happy that we are all like really working towards some things. And, you know, I love you guys, and I pray for the men in my family every single day that you guys are protected, you know, when you go out, because, you know, like I said, I don't want to just start a riot after something happens to somebody that I love, you know what I mean? And so I want to get, you know, my voice out there, and it's not like I'm just the biggest advocate, like, you know, I'm for sure Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? Of course, I am so for us, but I know that I need to, you know, history will show that it will repeat itself as we see that, you know. And so it's like, what are we going to do to be that change, you know? And I believe we're working towards that change for sure every single day. You know, like I said, I appreciate you guys for taking your time and joining me. I miss you guys. I love you guys.
Hey, I miss you too. I love you too. At least you guys are in the same city.
Yes, we are. Really believe that we are going to be the ones to make the change. You know, we can make a change as we work towards our dreams and the things that we want to do. You know, I think that's the best thing, is like the things that we're passionate about, like it can really take us far, and you know what I mean, we can do some things. So
I'm telling you, LA was an eye opener. I'm like, the doors that just opened in like 4 months. I'm like, wow, I worked for years to try to even get this far in Omaha. Like,
and then you took a leap of faith, and you went
with that leap of faith, and it's paying off. So
yeah, you went towards that. Yes, I love that.
It's like the morning time.